Hello, beautiful people. How you doing today? Today I'm gonna be showing you how we can prospect for ores and how to build a mine properly so it does not cave in you while you are mining. So one of the first things that you want to do is get yourself a prospect pick head. So to make this, you will first need to make a on fire prospect head mold if you do not have an anvil yet. If you do have an anvil, you can just go ahead and forge it from the anvil itself with a copper ingot. But in this case, I'm gonna assume that you have not reached the anvil stage yet, so you will need to grab a mold you can make with 5 clay balls and right clicking into the air, doing this shape 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1 on diagonal. Then you get your Propic head mold. Once you have that, you only need to fire it in a hot enough forge, or you can also use a pit kiln that you can do with 4 logs and 4 straw once you do it in the ground. Once you have your head mold, you need to put any material actually you can use, but you can just use some copper or some bronze. I think is the most adequate for it. So you can use 100 millibuckets, that it is equivalent to 1 ingot. Once you have your prospector pick head, you need to put a stick below it, and it becomes the full pick itself, like this. As you can see, this one was just casted. It was not forged. As you can see, it does not have any forge modifiers. This is what we'll be using. And in this case, we'll be prospecting for iron. I have already located some iron traces over there. So we're just gonna go there and try to prospect for it. Okay, so we have arrived at the dig site, and the site we have previously marked. And as you can see, there is a lot of small limonite just hanging around. You can pick up these nuggets just by right-clicking it, and it will give you a small amount of the ore that you want to get. But you can also crush them with a hammer, and you can essentially double the output. You can also just play it again. But once we have the knowledge that there is a limonite vein in the area, as you can see, there is many small limonite nuggets laying around. I don't know if that's a nugget. Yeah, there is a nugget as well. So you want to just start clicking with your prospector pick, and you can see that we have found a large sample. This goes in a 25 by 25 by 25 cube, going for the center block. So if we click here, it will go 12 up, 12 down, and then 12 that way, 12 that way. That will make 25 square, for example. And sometimes, as you can see, we just click here. As you can see, we clicked here and it said nothing. Nothing, 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 nothing. You can see this can vary a lot and will confuse you from time to time. But there is also the chance that if you're using a low tier prospecting tool, like a copper one, it will have a chance to just give you a false negative. It will never tell you that there is ore when it's not there, but it can happen, and it will give you negatives. So you have a medium sample over here. As you can see, there was nothing here. But if we keep clicking, it says medium. Found nothing over here. Found nothing. Found nothing. Okay. It's pretty unintuitive how this works, but each time that you click on the ground, you will use one durability on your tool. So keep that in mind. You can see if we go far from the center of the pane, it will start telling us that there is nothing. If we get a bit close, we get traces. If you look at the TerrafirmaCraft book, it goes from traces to a small sample, to medium sample, to large sample, to a very large sample. Another way to just know where the middle of the pane is trying to look at the center of all the nuggets that you find in the ground. A medium sample, large sample, very large sample. And if we go over here, we notice that there is more nuggets over there. But this seems to be more nuggets, more nuggets. This seems to be the place that I have marked here before. A very large sample of limonite. I am doubting that is here because it only gives you the very large sample if there is 80 to more ore blocks in the area. So, for example, if we go over here, it keeps me saying medium samples or nothing, large samples, medium samples, large samples, samples. Oh, and look at this. Always when you're prospecting, keep in mind that caves and this kind of ravines, water ravines, will have the chance to just have exposed ore. So if we go down here, we may be able to find some ore. Yeah, as you can see, there you have it. We have some rich claystone limonite right below this ravine. There's more over here, so you can see in my thing on top. Oh, I'm almost around. Yeah, you can see how we find that. So we just make a rough calculation of where that ore was. It was about around here. But we don't want to touch the water. Water is yucky. We don't like water. So maybe here it will be fine. So make sure to bring a lot of the materials that you will need. For example, bring some torches, some ladders if you're not gonna make a mineshaft like entrance. If you're just gonna dig down until you find it, like I normally do, you will need some ladders so you can go back in. I always recommend to get some slabs. Any kind of brick or plank slabs will come very handy because these do not get affected by gravity. So you can just place your supports in them without risking them to collapse if you mine downward. Yeah, I'm gonna be digging down, and when I find the ore, I will come back. Okay, so after a bit of digging, as you can see, it was about 14 blocks deep. We have reached the vein itself without any water. You can see you can hear the water on the background, but we don't have any water here. So we can start making our mine shaft. What I recommend is doing a 7x7 square with supports, so you don't have to worry that much about the ceiling collapsing on you unless you mine to the sides or mine up. But what you want is do a mine shaft. You can see we are pretty close to the gravel layer, so this mine we're doing it pretty high up because the ore vein was pretty high up to begin with. But we want to go down because almost all the ores are gonna be down. You need to quarry it down. So we're gonna do a 7x7, so it's one block. We're going to get 7, so we go 3 blocks in that direction. Also, keep in mind, as you can see, a tiny particle came down. That means that that block is in risk of collapsing. What happens when it collapses? It falls down and it converts into cobble. If it hits you, you will get heavy damage on yourself. Unless you're wearing armor. Even if you're wearing armor, it's really devastating the damage that it does. So if you're doing like a hardcore run or some stuff like that, you will not have a great time. You can see those sound cues. Those sound cues means that they have a risk of being collapsed. Okay, so you want to have it at least 3 blocks high, but we'll first just... Okay, I don't like that sound at all. That sound gives me anxiety, like so bad. But yeah, we'll make it 3 blocks tall. And make sure that the block that you're gonna play the support is you mine it out. If it's like a stone block or anything similar, and you change it by a slab. This slab does not get affected by gravity at all, so that's pretty nice. Once you place your supports, it will automatically put 3 of them. So you can just support everything over here. Okay, so we're gonna just mine everything over here. This. We are 1 block in. We need to go other 2 blocks. Okay, and this is the 3rd block. That sound, I really do not like that sound at all. You can see the particles. Okay, please don't collapse on me. Thank you. It did not collapse. Thankfully, this is a pretty safe way to do it. They give you a lot of the warnings that it's gonna collapse, but if you do like a 7x7 and you just make sure to support it before you continue mining, it is pretty safe in my experience. So we mine that block that we're gonna be putting the support on. We put a slab and we put the supports. Like now, right now, this is not supported at all. So what you need to do is connect these 2 beams so they can support the ceiling itself. So you can just click on one of these blocks and it will automatically connect them like this. You need quite a few supports. Keep in mind that each log that you cut down with a shopping block, it will give you 2 supports. So a stack is about 16 logs. Just keep that in mind. I'm gonna go mine the rest of this mineshaft thing that we're doing, and then I'll be back. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so after having mined this whole area, it is a 7x7. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and same in these 2 sides. It's 7x7x3. It is pretty nice. It's just mining this area to make the mineshaft and the ceiling beams correctly. I got all this limonite, all this ore. I just got it by mining this whole area. Now, some recommendations I would make to you: do not mine the sides of your mine or the ceiling of it until you have finished mining all the way down. You can just quarry it down, like making it systematically, layer by layer. You can just take the ones from the floor that are exposed and just do the same with the walls and the ceiling. But keep in mind that it has a chance to just collapse sometimes. I have buried the misfortune of just be mining the ceiling, and then I really like to be on the stairs when it starts to make the noise that is gonna collapse, and I just mine it like very carefully from here, and it would just collapse everything and break the beams. So it has no point if the cave collapses on the beams. The beams will not hold it. A nice thing that you can do with beams is that you can make gravity affected blocks not have gravity anymore. They get supported. So if you wanted to make a ceiling out of maybe cobble, dirt, or gravel, or any other thing that has gravity on it, you can just put some beams around your house and you'll be able to do it. Look at this. Very nice. It's not falling. And yeah, that will be all in this in the cave. And we'll meet you in the base. Okay, we are back at the base. So just another tip for when you are mining or just chopping down wood or anything that requires you to extract a block from the ground, you get yourself some aged whiskey. You can do that by just making wheat flour and put it in a barrel and just let it sit for some time. You'll get whiskey the first time you do it, and then you have to click on it again, and it would start to age it. It will take like 23 days to age it, but once it's aged, you can put it in any container that can hold water or any other liquid, and you can drink from it, and it will give you a haste to effect for about 2 minutes 40 seconds. So this is like really nice for when you are chopping down wood or just quarrying a mountain or just mining stone to make bricks or just mining ore itself. So yeah, that is something you need to keep in mind. Okay, guys, that will be everything for this guide. So yeah, if you have any other doubts on how to make the prospecting easier for you or the mining itself, you can just ask it in the comments below. I'll be very happy to answer all your questions. But if you want to know how to process the ores that you got in this video or while prospecting by yourself, you can check my channel. I have a video on how to use the sluice to process your ores. It is the early game version of the encased fan. Once you have unlocked the encased fan, you can just use that instead, and it's much quicker. Yeah, that will be all for today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and bye bye.